Our officers responded to the area and started canvassing. Citizens called in a vehicle with multiple guns being brandished and being strewn about. One of the vehicles immediately fled the area and is directly related to the shooting. When that vehicle left, officers responded and followed that vehicle to this location right here, 200 Madison. When the officer exited his vehicle, he engaged an armed man, gave a command. Those commands were not complied with, and he discharged his weapon one time, striking that individual. That individual has been transported to an area hospital with critical injuries. We don't know the condition at this time. The officer involved in this situation is okay. Currently, we have 4 firearms recovered, and one we believe is an automatic weapon. So 4 firearms recovered, one with the individual here that was shot inside this park. Folks, we've had a rough few days here since Wednesday. We've had 13 shootings, 21 victims, and 5 fatal fatalities in that number. It's been across the city in the 4th District, the 5th District, the 6th District, and the 7th District. Our detectives are working diligently with our partners in city government, with the ONE's office and our violence interrupters, to see if there's a pattern or something we can do to help quell the violence. Right now, we're not sure if there's a pattern. We're going to continue to investigate that, and we're asking for the public's help in getting to that point. The public was instrumental today in helping us in this situation by watching, witnessing, and passing the information on to law enforcement. So if anybody knows anything about today's incident, the other incidents that are taking place right now or over the last few days, please call us at 202-727-9099, or you can text us anonymously at 50411. At this point, I'll take a few questions.
Chief, are you able to say anything about the first exchange of gunfire that happened near Georgia Avenue in Longfellow? Are there any victims found there, and if so, what are their conditions?
Yes, I believe 2 individuals were struck by gunfire and have been transported to area hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries.
Do you have any other lookouts or description Bureau going to release at this point?
Yeah, we have 2 vehicles we're looking for. One's a black sedan and one's a green sedan. Once our detectives get a better description of those vehicles and license plates, we'll put that out to the public.
What's your message to D.C. right now? You mentioned it. All the number of incidents, 13 shootings, 21 victims, 5 fatalities. What is the department doing to curb this?
Absolutely. So, I mean, we work with our Office of Intelligence every day to kind of put this together to see if there's a pattern. Again, it's over 4 districts over the last few days. So we don't know if there's a pattern of shootings or these are siloed events. But we have to keep digging into that. So we keep working with our intelligence office, and the commanders and their assistant chiefs are constantly working and redeploying assets for the safety of our community. So there's going to be an increased police presence here today, along with the other districts that were affected by violence. So our patrol, our visibility is going to be a reaction to that, but also our investigators are diligently working on piecing this together, because the best way to get shooters off the street is by perfecting criminal investigations and getting them arrested.
There's a 3rd shooting on the 200 block of D Street. Do you have any information on that? Is that related to any of this?
Not at this time. It's all fluid and ongoing, so as that develops, we'll put that information out.
Sir, forgive me, can you clarify a little bit the connection over there to here? You said somebody called you. Did they call you about the shooting or called you about a car with weapons? But you believe this was the car that was involved in the other one?
This was the car that was involved in the other one directly. We're trying to figure out exactly what the connection is. But when we received a call for shots fired, it was at Longfellow in Georgia that started this whole incident that ended up here.
And so when you're saying there's a vehicle that, opened fire at people walking by, that's the vehicle that's here, you believe?
We're not sure. This might be a 3rd vehicle. But this vehicle was seen leaving that location directly after that shooting, and that lookout was given.
So, just to be 100% clear and get this right, 2 vehicles were on Georgia Avenue, opened fire on people walking on Georgia Avenue. They returned gunfire. 2 people were struck by bullets on Georgia Avenue. One of the vehicles comes to this area. You all get a call that one of the vehicles involved is here, and the person that was shot by an officer was in one of the vehicles from the Georgia Avenue. Is that correct?
You have.
So why are there 2? What the 2 vehicles that you're looking for? Why are there 2 vehicles you're looking for? Is one of them here?
Sure. There's different descriptions of vehicles out there. There's 2 dark color sedans, and then we have a white sedan that's directly leaving that area and coming here, that citizens called in on with armed gunmen inside of it. So multiple individuals were inside this car here. There was one person with the handgun that engaged with our officer.
Are the others
Okay.
in custody?
They are not. We're still actively looking for them. And again, that's why I mentioned about getting the public's assistance. So as our detectives get a little more information, we're going to put that out, but we're pleading for the public's assistance here.
So they ran from the scene while the other person was not following the officer's command?
That's correct. That's right.
Do you know anything about this individual who was shot by the officer? Is it an adult male, or do you know an age, or?
It's an adult male. I'm an exact age, but yeah.
What kind of weapon did they have?
Looks to be a semi-automatic handgun with an extended magazine.
Is it common that for, you indicated automatic, fully automatic weapon, is that common that you all are finding right now?
We're seeing more and more automatic weapons, and some of the semi-automatic weapons that we see out there have what's known as a giggle switch or a Glock switch, which converts them to fully auto. So when we have our shots fire alerts, we'll hear or get reports of automatic gunfire. But in this situation, I believe we have a long gun that maybe is now accessible as a fully automatic weapon.
Did the person who was shot point that weapon at an officer?
That's still under investigation. There was a weapon recovered right next to him, and the officer clearly said gun, gun, gun before he discharged his weapon.
Do you
And
think
that gun next to him was the long gun you're describing?
No, sir. I believe that long gun is at the other location. All right, I'll take one more.
Sorry, I just want to clarify. You're looking for 2 cars right now, and there's one here.
That's right.
So the third car, where did that come from, or who might be driving that? Is that somebody that was walking originally, or can you say anything about?
Right after this incident occurred, an exchange of gunfire between the pedestrians on the sidewalk and this vehicle, citizens called in another vehicle, this one here, with armed gunmen inside that vehicle. Unclear how this all ties together. We're still piecing that together, but I wanted to get this information out to you now that we have a vehicle with the armed gunman directly related to what happened on Longfellow in Georgia.
Okay. Sorry, I was confused because you said you were looking for 2 vehicles, and one of them is here.
That's not right.
Okay.
We're still looking for 2 vehicles, and a third vehicle is here. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Good? All right. Thank you, everybody.
Sir.
Yep.